Three, two, one. Did somebody just fart? Seriously?
What? What?
Okay.
You
I'm
did.
sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, you'll have to cut this out, obviously. Okay, whatever.
I'm gonna leave this
All right,
in.
I'll try my best. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to the second episode of the Mainstream Podcast. My name is Sherman, and today I'm joined by Fizzy Milk, Jaggerts, Mental, and Slickbee. Now, if you're watching this on my channel, you can check the links in the description for the articles that we're going to talk about. And the first article that we're going to talk about is the one on battle rating changes. This is the update on the 13th of February, but they just released this as an actual page. And well, guys, there's a lot of different like changes from the Dorado all the way down to like the F4U like to the Corsairs and the PE3s. Which ones strike you the most?
The Mustang. The Mustang is going in realistic from 5 to 4.3.
Yeah.
The thing that's funny. The thing that's funny
It is actually. It is
funny.
really funny because I can remember. I mean, the engine on the Mustang is it's not really good and overheats really fast. But those guns, man, those are Hispano 2s,
we
right?
flew it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
They're
we flew it the
ridiculous.
other night on Fly Stream, and I got 6 kills in a game against Japan. Because
Wow.
it's just like you just one shot everything. They're made of
Yeah.
fucking paper mache, so it's just like, and you're just like, okay, you don't even
Like-
need to climb with it.
Yeah.
But 4.3, what is that gonna fight? It's gonna fight like.
That's gonna fight A6M3s because the A6M3 is at like a 3.7.
Is it
The
baby?
Focke-Wulf A5 is a higher BR.
Yeah.
It's a 4.7. Yeah.
Focke-Wulf A4 is the same battle rating.
Well,
Yeah,
actually, it
but-
could fight even Corsairs now with the recent
ready.
change.
To
Yeah.
get seal clubbed.
You ever see Pin the Tail on the Donkey?
No. Yeah.
It's
well,
I've
so
done
you,
it.
You like
Not a
blindfold,
game.
right? Yeah. So that's how they pick BRs. They like write like 4.3. They write 4.3, and then they just spin Yuri around, and he just walks into the fucking wall.
You're just gonna get like a patch next. You're gonna have like a jet going down to like a 3.0. Just be like, oh,
F86.
It's how much
Biplane
vodka
lobby.
they can shot before they pass out.
The
This is
okay,
really-
wait, hold on. I just like to point out that the fucking F7F got a 6.7 before the 262.
oh, that's brilliant.
Come
The
on.
thing is
Good.
that the S7F, you know, as I can tell you from my personal experience, being at I think it started out as a 5.3 when it was introduced,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's basically a bow fighter on steroids,
But
and
the thing
very
is-
good steroids.
Yeah, a really good engine
Olympic
injection
standard.
steroids. It's fast, but the thing is, Olympic gold. But it has no rudder. Listen, it has no
True,
rudder. It gets shot once and its wing falls off because they're full.
True.
It locks up over 700,
Also true.
and you can't keep that thing on target if you were on. I don't like fuck me, right? It's just like you can't keep that thing on target in arcade, let alone
So-
in realistic.
The
So
F7F.
6.7, that's
The
ridiculous.
F7F is the same battle rating as the Meteor F Mark III.
Wow.
But
Get wrecked.
but you realize that the F7F can outrun any prop plane in the game.
True.
Yeah, probably.
Even
At
The,
least,
um,
at least, okay. The times I've tried and like what I've read in the forums of like people, you know, well, I guess complaining about their experiences fighting the S7F was that it fully upgraded one. Obviously, you know, it has like 4 A and M2 cannons and like 4 or 6 50 cals, or even 8. I can't remember how many 50 cals it has, but I must say maybe like 5.3 was way too low. I mean, I hope we can all agree that a 5.3 like that was just
Oh, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
criminally
that's
low.
true.
Stupid.
Maybe a 6.7, a little bit too high, but I'd say like a 6.3, maybe
6.3
like a
is it,
6.0.
I would say a Bearcat's better than that plane, and the
Oh, yeah.
Bearcat has a 6.3.
like yeah, so a six would actually, you know, where it was right now should actually just suffice.
Yeah.
But at least
It's-
the F7F will fight like well, it'll fight
At
like
least
Yak
no one will
15s.
fly it now.
no, you can
the-
actually do something with it though. It can
The
climb
A4,
really well.
the A1U4 is a good choice. I think the Vampire needs to get lowered, which is good. The Hellcat needed to get raised, but it didn't.
Oh, definitely.
but it didn't get
it's-
raised.
They've been asking for like I mean, I don't want to bring up this argument again and again, You know, Jingles has even made a video about it. But it's like the Hellcat's like what 1943, 1944. I'm gonna get shit for this, but the F3 Hellcat is I think a 1942, 1943 aircraft, and it's a lower battle rating. I mean now it's the same battle rating as an A6M2, but A6M2 is like a 1939 or 1938 aircraft, and it's just doesn't work. Even though the Hellcat only has machine guns, it just doesn't make sense because it's a very good plane.
Yeah, that's the stupid part.
And I'm also happy that they actually up the Corsair, flying like mid to low tier Japan. Corsairs are a bitch because they're fast, really fast. And even though like those 650 cals might not shred you like like a cannon does, but they get quite a lot of ammo. They get like 2,400 rounds, so they're really scary. So it's good that the D Corsair actually gets upped a little bit.
Yeah,
and so does the normal Corsair, the A1.
The Liberator going down is fine.
Yeah,
I don't think the Vampire should have been lowered personally because it's good. It's really good. It can manage to go up against F80s and Banshees easy if like someone knows how to fly it. It's a really good plane if you fly it right, but you get these people who have no idea.
I think more of anything, the Venom needed to get higher.
Yeah, the Venom needs to go higher, definitely. I mean,
because the Venom will wipe the floor with a big 9, and currently the same BR.
Yeah.
But I think we touched on everything. I don't know much about the Peshkas.
There was one more that I wanted to say, and it was the Yak 1. Like, I mean, about the Rado, the B-17, it's that was all actually to be expected, in my opinion. But them actually upping, I mean, the Yak 1, it's a tier 1, so it's still good for researching tier 1 and tier 2. But at a 2.7 battle rating, I mean, it's basically just another Yak with a 20mm Shavak. That was just totally not cool being at like 2.0. It was people in HE51s were going up against Yak 1s. It made no sense. I mean, like new players come to the game and they're like, oh no, it's like the god of the game is like flying towards me. Like Yak 1 is god. It turns fast. I mean, this is arcade and realistic, obviously. It turns fast, has a 20mm, it's a deadly 20mm, and it's a Yak, so it kills fires every time.
Yeah,
I'm glad that they upped that a little bit.
Adding on to the Vampire bit, like one thing I can see what's especially good about that is the fact that the Vampire is a 7.3 and the Venom's a 7.7. They used to be at the same battle rating, but when the Venom is better in every single way. So at least there's a big jump in battle rating between a better plane. I do agree with that.
That's true, and that's also good. So I think we've now discussed pretty much all the planes that are actually in there. Yeah. So moving on to something I myself might not know a lot about, but I know Fizzy Milk is a great big and tank enthusiast. So I'm just gonna start with you, Fizzy. Do you see anything in this list of tanks that you're like shocked about or didn't expect or actually you wanted to happen?
Not particularly myself, to be honest. ZSU-57, 7.7, quite good. That was the ultimate tank destroyer, of course. As everyone knew.
Oh, I'm so happy I don't have to fight that thing in my Yag Panther. I had a Yag Panther game, 5 kills, right? Guess what killed me? ZSU. Fucking tracked me and then just destroyed my entire life.
You can't outturn it, and it just outturns you, and it just penetrates you. Like, so what are you gonna do?
Like, what's he going to? I'm happy the Panzer IV-H got lowered.
Yeah, the Panzer IV-H.
I heard that you in Skypes you actually were just laughing like a maniac when you saw that the KV-1B isn't that the one with the Pak 40?
Yeah.
No.
75 mil.
I was wrong about it. So there's 2 KV-1Bs. The Finnish one is getting lowered, but I still think that's pretty dumb. It's a KV-1 with the extra armor, but it's a Finnish captured one. It still has the 57, I think, or
KV-1A.
Okay, so it's not. It's. I thought it was the 75mm power, the 70mm.
No, that one's a 5.0. But if that one got lowered to 4.3, I would have cried.
The Finnish KV-1B is basically the Russian KV-1E, basically the same.
Yeah,
thing.
the KV-1E now they're lowering it. That's a good thing.
KV-1E.
Yeah, it met
was
tigers all the time. You can't do anything. You can't even penetrate the tiger's side with that.
I remember the days when that thing was a 3.7 with its 100 millimeters of armor. And you're just like,
and another tank, which a tank I've driven a lot, of course, during the closed, closed beta, like testing tanks basically. Of course, Sherman, the M4 or the Beutepanzer. Like I drove it in the beginning when it was introduced. It was like what, a 2.3, I want to say, or a 3.7,
I think.
And it tracked everything. And then they moved it up to like something ridiculously high, and then it was useless. And now I see it's gonna be 4.3. Is it like a good battle rating for it? Is it bad? Is it like comparing to the American Shermans a good or bad battle rating?
I think it's good. I think that's gonna be much nicer. Yeah. Going to fight low tier T-34s such as 1941s, which it can deal with them, but they can deal with it as well. It's going to be an even fight for that thing now. It's not just going to be pitched up against IS-1s, etc., where they'll just destroy everything.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a fair matchup.
No. My favorite BR change is the 105 Sherman going down, because now I don't have to face it in my Tiger.
105 Sherman. So good.
It should be higher, but I'm happy that it went down because now I don't have to fight it in my German tanks because it will destroy you.
Actually, it will still fight the old Tiger or the H1 going to 5.3.
It won't. No, it's that's actually 5.7 now, and the Tiger E is a 6. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good then.
I mean,
I was going to cry if the H1 was a 5.3.
It would have been disgusting. But
didn't pay attention then, I guess.
But like the shrapnel effects in this game will just like anything with a derp gun like that, it'll just wreck you. You shoot you in the mantlet and they just fall down and kill everybody inside the tank.
One thing I am surprised about is they've nerfed the M47, the Pattern 2, 8.0 from a 7.7.
Is that like something you didn't expect, or?
Well, I would have thought they would have lowered it because it's really bad. The M47. I really don't like it. The Pattern 2, the top tier American medium. Not very fun at all.
So the 1.0 difference between the successor of the previous, that doesn't happen quite often in this game. Like it's usually 0.3 or 0.7.
Yeah, not too much.
This is just a 1.0 chum. That's a lot.
And it's not even special. It has the same armor. It just doesn't perform. It fights IS-4s and Jagd Tigers and it just has no armor. There's no armor at all. You just get hit and die, and it's done. Just doesn't
like a guy like you just like drive into a wall and like everyone's just dead.
Yeah, I've done that before. I've driven into a tree and ammo racked myself, crashing the closed beta.
I'm surprised that they upped the Bulldog. I thought the Bulldog was fine.
Yeah, I thought the Bulldog would have been fine, to be honest. At 6.0, quite capable.
Oh, go ahead.
Pershing getting upped as well.
No, that was it. I don't know. I didn't see that needed to get raised.
Well, in that case, I think that we pretty much talked about everything we wanted to talk about, about the bell rings, unless somebody here wants to talk about a tank really badly.
No, I'm fine.
Or a plane.
Fine.
All right. Well, then moving on to the next one, next article that we're going to talk about, which is going to be a controversial one, and I have a very rigid, point of view on this, and it is what they call very tactically and kind of strategically improving queue times in aircraft realistic battles. And I can read a entire article, but just in like 4 words or a couple words, it is mixed nations realistic battles. So you queue up in a Bearcat 1B. And like a friend of you, or like a friend of yours, queues up in a D13, and you want to fight each other. Chances are, you get into the same game on the same team. And no, we're not talking about arcade. This is actual realistic battles. And I think personally, I mean, I understand people are like always complaining about the matchmaking and that it's crap and they have to wait for like literally dozens of minutes. Like I've been in an F2 Saber waiting for like literally 30 minutes and not getting a game. But I don't think it should have come to this, where it just basically turns into a how do you say this, a slugfest of the best planes of each nation, of each nation fighting each other. Because nobody, I mean, there's gonna be people flying G6s, but why would you? You could fly another plane and be with the same team, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but the thing is, didn't they try to do this a while ago?
Simulator.
And and not. I think it was realistic back then.
They did it in realistic for
and then they said it was a mistake. Sorry guys, let me put it back to the correct.
Exactly. Yeah, it was.
And now they just
hope.
now they just want to put it back in. And do they think that they now have enough support for it or something? Did anyone say something on Reddit or something for them to believe people actually want this?
The forums are like it's like Frankenstein's revolt. The people are just like standing there with like flaming like flames and like pitchforks. Like we want the matchmaking. We want the matchmaking. That's what's happening right now.
You can look at it one or two ways. You can look at it as realistic, as in Germans fight Americans or whatnot, but you can look at it as in realistic controls of a plane instead, so they can mix the nations like that. You can totally depend on the meaning of realistic.
Let me give my point of view. So I like this, and a lot of people are like, you're fucking crazy. Well, no.
You're fucking crazy.
First off, they changed it from historical battles to realistic battles quite some time ago.
True.
That was putting this in. When they changed that, that's when they put this in. Beginning. And everybody's like, you fucking twats. And they're like, okay. But I hate queue times, and I hate fighting Bearcats. Now, at least I have some Bearcats on my team. My idea is the teams will be balanced now. It will not be one good German team rolling over Americans or one good American team rolling over that, and there's not going to be that one-sided queue shit that you get sometimes where like you're like, oh wow, I'm in a jet game and they're all American jets on the other team and I'm in a TA, and like I'm the highest plane. You've had that happen.
Oh, now we've let that happen.
Now you'll spawn in and you'll be like, wow, I'm in a jet game. Okay, I have some F80s on my team. They have some F80s on their team.
You're not always going to get this though, as they state in the text. They say you're only going to get this kind of mechanic where you get mixed battles if there's not enough people.
Exactly. But that's the times when you get those matches.
Well,
yeah.
But the thing is, people pick other nations because they don't want to experience the queue times. For example, they want to play an American jet, for example, the F2, but they don't want to wait that long, so they just go and play the CL. But now, if they can just sit in the queue and just wait until everybody gets in an F2, basically 8.7 jets is just gonna be F2s versus F2s.
That's the worst idea ever.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean,
yeah, it's ugly.
Okay. It's not going to work out like that because not everybody has an F2. Not everybody wants to fly an F2. A lot of people do like the CL better. The second thing is it's going to make for an even game, and you're not going to be that one British guy like, motherfuckers, that keep getting German and American. Like, motherfucker. Like, you're just, like, waiting in your fucking Mark 8 Meteor. No, now you're going to get brought in, too. And now everybody's going to be playing. So I think it's the best thing to happen for jet games, to be honest, because I hate sitting in my MiG-9, like, jerking my dick, like, oh, when am I going to get a game? Now I get to get in the game. I don't care what I fight against, as long as I'm fighting other planes and get to shoot my 37. That's all I care about.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I also think that it's going to make the jet BR system way better because of the fact that there's so many, like, everybody's going to get into a game. Doesn't matter what nation you're in. So that's going to stress the fact that BR is like the baseline.
It's funny how you mentioned BRs, and I want to segue on that on what I was going to say about this. If you're going to introduce something like this in a game which has a abstract thing as battle ratings, which I'm pretty sure new players still have no idea what it is, even after playing a couple of games, or maybe, I still see people complaining on the forums like this is like
I still don't know what the fuck BR is.
You can see like their number of battles played. It's always someone under 500 battles says, guys, why am I fighting a Spitfire like 5C or 5B in my BF-110? I'm just saying, like, it's probably not gonna happen, like something like that. And it's like, yeah, there's battle ratings, you get another plane in your lineup, etc., etc. If they are gonna introduce this, I would, for realistic, obviously, I would say, well, if the matchmaker now is a lot faster, you're going to have more playing or way bigger chance of getting into a game. Let's finally make that step and get rid of the stupid and dumb. There's no other way of saying it. The stupid and dumb 1.3 max battle rating difference, and just have a 0.7 So a 6.3 will fight a 7.0, but not higher, and a 5.3 will not fight against anything lower than a 4.6 or 4.7. That is my major complaint with matchmaking. As you said, it's like a Ta 152 versus an FADC. Yeah. That's shit. But now if they, if you have a Ta 152, a Bearcat, and a Spit 22 in one team, and that on the other team, I would love to see the battle rating spread go to please like a 1.0 or then like even a 0.7, because that would make it easier. Less people bitch about unfair matchmaking, and it would definitely be a great addition since you're gonna do the mixed battles. So people otherwise now it actually takes less time because the number of players that are able to join the same game is way bigger.
I think they put in the 1.0. It's a pretty big difference because it's they need to factor in the skill of the player as well. I thought that's the 0.3, that they actually up your battle rating if you're a good player, so you don't wreck the entire enemy team. But it's shitty. Like they need to. It's all for the good of having more players in their game, because they want to have the statistically worse players. They want to let them have some fun as well. As well as the better players.
I hate the fact that, I always hate this at my job, right? If I work harder, somebody's gonna slack off, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So why, if I'm a good fucking player, I put in the fucking time, I know how to shoot that motherfucker down, right?
Yeah.
That's enjoyable for me. Why do I have to fight something that I cannot kill? It makes me look like a shitty player now because I have to fight things that I physically can't catch. I physically can't grasp them. I have to get a great situation, and I need to be physically sweating, with my mouse just like to get away from this guy. It's just like this. Like, this is all you hear. Like, I'm playing against F80s, and my TA is just like, that's not fun.
Sounds like an interactive porno.
Exactly. That's not fun. I don't want to do that. I want to fight a Bearcat in my TA.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
And that's how it was before. It was before.
I just think Jets should not be fighting against props ever.
Yeah.
First off, and I also think that they should add up to tier 10 BR and then do something with the Jets.
Exactly.
Just make the F2 a tier 10, make the MiG-15 BIS a tier 10, make the CL a tier 10, or BR10. Yeah, make all those all BR10s, and then we don't have to fucking worry about them ever again. I think
this whole mixed battle thing. So it's a good idea for some people who like the idea of it. Like, if you like that, you like that. If you don't like it, you should be able to have the option to turn it off.
Yeah.
So a lot of people grew up being War Thunder, and myself, wanting to have a realistic battle. So Spitz versus 109s. That's like the iconic sight. Everyone loves that. Well, I love it. I
love it too.
That's my kind of. That's what I really love seeing. And so I think, if people want this whole mixed battle thing, feel free, have it. But for the people who don't want it, there should be an option in the system to be able to turn off mixed battles. And if you have to wait an extra 10 minutes, well, then that's your choice. I personally wait 10 minutes to have a historical battle.
Yeah,
I generally would, but then some people wouldn't. So I think you should have the option.
I feel like it should be historical battles up to Jets, because Jets, you fight Sabres and Sabres anyway. It's all the same.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
You have 2 countries with MiGs, you have 3 countries with Sabres, and you fight all the same thing. Nobody flies 262s. Well, I don't even know why they put the 262 in the game, to be honest. I think they should take
Tango ornament only.
100%. Can you, listen, if they're not going to do something with these planes, like the Horton, I know they're fixing it, but if they don't do something with the Horton, the 262s, the unicorn shit, the 162, the 163, if they don't do something with them, just take them the fuck out of my garage. I don't want to fly them. I don't want to see them, because it's a temptation. It's a temptation. It's going to piss me off. Yeah. Give me the RP and just let me use it somewhere else. Because seriously, it's a temptation for something that's just going to make me sad. It's like a big-ass cake on my desk right next to me. Like, oh yeah, I want to eat the cake, but it's going to make me fat. So I want to fly the 262, but I'm gonna get freaking bummed, and rushed by a plane that is 3 or 4 or 5 years ahead of it. That's not fun. I don't want to do that. So just take it out of my garage, hide that shit, put a fucking cover over it. Don't let me fly it. I don't care what you do.
In the windows.
Last but not least, what I wanted to say about this is from people that are experienced in realistic battles. I'm flying my D13, and I know I can dive away from a P-51. I should not head on an F-7F, etc., etc. Now I can be flying my D13 over Ruhr and be heading on an N1K, and it's going to totally redo the gameplay of realistic battles, which is maybe a good and a bad thing. Because to be fair, I was kind of it was kind of getting boring, playing the same old battles. But now flying a D13 or an N1K, like you're forced to play against planes you were never ever encountered in a realistic battle. It's gonna be cool, like seeing like D13s, N1Ks, fight each other, or like F7Fs and Bearcats fight each other. Just because it will turn it into a completely different game mode. Because everybody knows what planes they can outrun, what planes they can outgun. But now you're actually able to fight your own plane. Like you can have F7Fs versus F7Fs.
Yeah,
that kind of scares me in a way.
I think it's even better, cause, right? Let's say you're a new player, right? Oh, America's so easy. Let me go up to America. Then my Bearcat 1B. And now you get to fight planes that you don't know what the fuck to do against because you didn't grind any other nation. You're just like, Jesus Christ, I don't know what to do.
That's actually really funny.
You encounter zero. No, you encounter. What would you encounter that you?
Nothing. You fight everything.
I guess so.
I can live with this.
Not on the same team.
I can live with this because of this actually. Like, there is no use anymore for those stupid alternative reality bullshit that Gaijin comes up with every time. Like, if there's one thing I hate, it's seeing alternative battle on top of my fucking map. Like,
Pluto universe.
Alternate
universe.
What's
like a fucking
a peaceful town? Now, a war zone between the US and the British. Like, no, just be fucking military exercising and shit. That's what I hate.
No, you have to destroy the imaginary planes. Come on.
Yeah, like
you've got schizophrenic pilots.
Did not kill that guy. It's like all fake. It's like it's like the Matrix.
And then he woke up from a dream.
You can take the blue Spitfire or the red Spitfire. Which do you choose?
One.
It's like they're making it a game. I don't want it to be a game. I want it to be fucking.
No, one more thing. Hold on. Can we have a landing on a Hokkaido map? Where I fight Japan. I am so sick of practicing against the British. So let me play that map against Japan.
There's an event which is you and I know it's like we club and N1Ks all the time on that one.
Yeah, but still.
All right, so moving on. This is gonna be a pretty short one. It's the server update that they released 3 days ago on the 16th, I think. Although. It appears that they, this is something most of you already will know, that there's no air target ammunition for a Spawner Mark II and a Spawner Mark V guns, which is beast. It's like stealth plus. But the one that intrigued me most is that the Beaufighter the Beaufighter Mark 21 gets different cannons, and that the F7F gets a ground spawn, and the most interesting one is that the F-84B, or i.e. the Star Wars fighter, in my opinion, now gets a ME-163 spawn, which is it starts very low with the airfield like 100 feet above it.
Yeah, exactly. But the Beaufighter Mark 21, like, it used to be just a sad little puppy because it wasn't any better than the Mark 10 or anything. It was just something you wanted to. If you flew that, you were just going to die because it's basically a Mark 10. But then with a higher battle rating. And now I hope this at least changes it a little bit so it has a fighting chance.
As soon as you take off, you could pretty much kill anything. You could shoot something across the map. You just gotta aim high enough. You could kill them while they're taking off.
It was completely useless before the 21.
So now that it gets Mark II cannons, it also gets the air target rounds as well.
Ooh, yes. I like E.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, the air target rounds, they're not just air target rounds. They have, like, these honing chips in them. Just immediately
the M&S air target rounds.
Exactly.
They just follow the enemy plane, and then as soon as the enemy plane thinks he's out of danger, he lights on fire.
Yeah,
Like, damn it.
That's the special. Like, instead of Minengeschoss for the Germans, this is the special for the British.
This is a little off topic, but we flew Mark 22s last night, and I sniped Viola from 1K out while he was climbing with the air targets. I didn't mean to either. I was just like, and then he was just on fire, like falling apart, and he was just like, Slick, why'd you do that? I was
like, a shaver.
The air targets are really good because in the like I'm a very big stealth addict in War Thunder. Not only for the reason that it's most often the best belt, I just like having a surprise and like to jump on someone, or especially like arranging someone with stealth. They don't see them coming, so they can't evade them. But with the stealth on the British, there was always, I think, a practice round or at least a shitty. There was always a shitty round in there, but the air targets basically says, "Fuck that round, fuck it to hell. We're gonna just put in 2 HEIs and do SAPIs." And damn, man, like those belts, like the Tempest Mark V, it's like I feel like Rambo flying it. Like you just you one-click people. It's
got
like
a red head
go with
on.
the op.
It really is. You have to just quick scope everybody. So.
Exactly. It's 420 no scope.
I don't even know why they give you like 800 rounds. They should just give you like 5. You can kill 5 planes with that.
Exactly.
It's basically like having a fucking 45mm in your plane.
Guys,
just like boom, dead.
An invisible
boom,
45mm.
Yeah.
An invisible, yeah.
Awesome.
Talking about invisible 45 mils, this is obviously got nothing to do with it, but still, I thought it was it sounded very nice anyway. There's a new plane, a new tank that are going to be adding in, I think, 1.47, which should come out.
The B-57
soon.
is in 1.4.
Oh, it is? It is in 1.47?
Yeah.
And so is the T-28. They just did like, you know how they usually do the updates on them with the pictures and stuff to show like in depth for people who don't get on the dev server. That's what they did here. But I did look at them.
Yeah.
Okay. So there, but you know how Gaijin works. They can like they can say that something comes out on like in like patch 1.4, like 1.37 battle rating system revamped, and it's still not released at 1.43. Okay, so I see this picture here of the B-57B2, and it has two. It looks very cool. It looks very futuristic.
Beast. Yeah.
It scares the fuck out of me because it has 4 cannons. It looks like.
No, they're
eight
machine guns.
850s.
Oh, okay. Okay, they're 50s. Okay, so it has offensive armament. It has speed. It has rockets, and the bomb bay just looks fucking like. How many bombs can it carry? Like 20?
It carries a shit ton of bombs, and it can carry like 10 rockets too.
Yeah.
It's basically a P-47, but better.
And the
It's
cockpit.
a Thunderbolt in this game.
Have you seen the cockpit?
It
It's like
looks like
an
an
F-15
A10,
cockpit. Yeah. It's oh my god. Like the look of it,
Pretty
even
good.
the camo, like the
black
skin
camo,
is
the
just
red
so
outlining.
awesome.
It's beautiful.
They did
Yeah.
have it
And
on the
canopy
test
as well.
But
It's
on the
awesome.
test server, it didn't have landing gear in the
It was
hangar, so
hovering.
it was just hovering.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, so it could have 8 pylons, so 8 rockets, and then whatever bombs it carries.
Yeah.
But
No,
it
I
looks
think
like
it
a beast.
No, I think it had 2 rockets on each pylon. I think, from what I remember.
The picture only
that was
shows
just broken.
1.
Yeah, looking at the pic, it only has 1.
Yeah, from what I remember playing it. It had, like,
What struck me most? I was looking at this earlier today. And there's there's 5 pictures on the B-57. The very last one on the bottom right corner, like the canopy opening. If you would crop it a little bit more and not show like the wings and the engine, it could basically just be an A10 Thunderbolt. Like, come on,
Yeah.
like, it looks
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
modern. Like, this is like it looks so cool.
They really
Yeah.
tried on this one. Like kudos. It's beautiful.
Exactly, it's very well made.
Yeah.
I'm a little skeptical though, because the maps that it's taking pictures on are Eastern Europe, so it's gonna like
Goodbye tanks.
yeah, exactly. Does this mean that? I mean, I obviously this is far fetched, but like, does this mean that there might be some events, like top tier tank events? I'm hoping. I really want that.
Oh well, actually, that's
top
a
tier
good...
tank events with some jets. That'd be pretty neat.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sim event with like sabers and stuff with
Yeah.
like Korean era tanks would be pretty cool.
Yeah. But with
cool.
it actually, I don't know if the bombs would be that scary. The rockets would, but the bombs now with the change that they're gonna implement with the 10-second delay.
Oh,
I don't,
afterwards,
like-
that's the next thing. But please
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, that would actually not be like you could see. Unless you carpet bomb someone, then they're dead, of course. But if you use your ammo sparingly, like the bombs, it isn't really that scary. You could run away. But
You realize
if you
like you're
carpet bomb
talking about
someone,
like a Tiger 2. It doesn't
Yeah.
it doesn't start
Just
moving. 10 seconds after you press the W key, please.
Well, think about a mouse. The 10 seconds of sweat.
Like, what? As he's trying to reverse away from me, like he's just going like,
it's there,
blowing at it.
Like the fucking still.
A question I don't know. Maybe you guys can answer it for me. Is there a hitbox for bombs? Like, could you basically drop a bomb on a mouse and be like a suicide terrorist for him? Like it's like sticky grenades and like Call of Duty. You stick a grenade to someone and he runs to another enemy and you get a double kill. Like imagine dropping a bomb, like a 30-second bomb on a mouse. He cannot get it off. Obviously, he runs into like a pack of friendlies and like a 4,000-pounder bomb from a Lancaster blows up amidst like 10 enemies because of him driving in amidst those enemies.
If 4,000-pound bomb falls on a mouse, if they were to implement it correctly, it would explode. First off,
I think so,
because it would just get detonated. Second off, it would dent the fucking mouse on the top just because of how it's probably the size of the turret, almost.
Probably.
And if that were to happen, it would just knock the crew out of the mouse so hard. Like everybody inside would be dead. Before the bomb
you'd probably bounce up and down a few times.
I don't even think so. I think it would just be like, and then
you could probably
just be like dead.
Strap the 4,000-pound bomb to the mouse.
Yeah, it would just break the people's necks inside and stuff. Just the kinetic energy, and then the mouse would just sit there, and then like the Panzer II will come out of its ass and be like, "Oh no!" And
where did that come from?
What? You didn't know the mouse was like a tank carrier?
No, because it had a flamethrower in the rear.
It carries.
Yeah, it did. It had a flamethrower.
It carries Panzer IIs.
Yeah, sure. It just sprays them out with an ability.
It's like the TB3. It just starts over T26s. So one thing I just read very carefully, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be saying some complete bullshit, but if I'm reading this correct, I'm going to quote this. This aircraft, talking about the new B-57, this aircraft comes with a non-standard bomb bay door that rotates into an open position before the bombs are dropped. Now, if you check the bottom left picture of that article, it looks as if the bomb bay actually it actually rotates in the plane. It's like a fucking Thunderbird thing. It will actually rotate like 180 degrees up and down. That is awesome. Come on,
like that's like sliding door.
That's cool. Yeah.
Sliding door of hell. What?
That's awesome.
Well, that means how long is it going to delay it?
Yeah, exactly.
So you press the space button and it'll be like.
Yeah, it says though right there in the next line is quoting again. So we had to draw the bomb site in advance in order to give the bomb bay door animation enough time to complete, and only then are the bombs dropped. End of quote. So yeah, basically they say that the reticule on the ground and hopefully in the plane itself they took that into consideration.
But I think that's actually going to be pretty hard than flying the Canberra on bombing, because you're probably going to go at around 700, 800, probably, 900, and like the bomb reticle is going to be pretty far ahead of you, and you actually need to spot someone before you can actually drop the bomb.
That's a very good one. It's like a max spotting range in tank battles. Like planes, like 1 or 2 kilometers.
Yeah, there is. So actually, when you're going too fast, you can't spot anyone and actually drop the bomb. So you're gonna have to be really slow.
Or you're gonna have to rely on like people on the ground, like saying like, okay, next to the farmhouse, there's 2 guys there, just drop the bomb to the left of the front, and that kind of stuff probably will never happen. But it'd be like that would be like top level cool.
But otherwise, you would never have even the opportunity to drop those bombs unless you make.
Does it have air brakes?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay, well then that's fixed. You'll just go like you'll just go back to 20 kilometers an hour, fall to the sky, drop the bombs, and continue on with your flight. It's like a UFO. It just hovers over the target area, drops bombs like a helicopter, then continues on.
That's it. The Osprey, the wings just fold up backwards.
Goes into Osprey Harrier mode. Okay,
let's talk about this T-28 real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say the T-28. So I'm not sure what the E stands for in these tanks, but I know that the KV-1E and the T-34E are also shielded variants of those respective tanks.
That's what it means, yeah.
I'm not sure what the Russian word for shielded means, but I want to think
that's the word.
E is the word for shielded.
Yes.
Are you an E person? Are you a shielded person?
Yes.
No, but I want to say that the E stands for shielded in Russian or something like that, like shielded modification, whatever. Looking at the picture, it looks as only the turret obviously is shielded. And
the front driver's hatches and
Oh yeah, no, you're.
And
There's
around the
extra
turret.
plating on the machine gun turrets.
Yeah, the machine gun turrets have extra plating. I don't
And that's
know.
probably
and
about
the
it.
side has some too.
This
That
T28
corner.
was a pile of crap.
But
Yeah.
doesn't it get a
Obviously,
76
you've never
millimeter
played
short barrel?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good gun.
It's like it's pretty derpy.
Out
Yeah.
76
It's
millimeter.
ugly.
It
I
is
was
It's
gonna
ugly.
say
Oh
it.
well, please, it's ugly. Yes.
Bro, that's like the pot calling the kettle black there, Jaggerts.
It's like a deformed
I'll
sucker
say it
or
if I
something.
have to.
Too bad it
boy.
doesn't get the 57 or anything.
Yeah,
But
but
pretty bad gun.
it's get the same gun as the T-35 land battleships. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but it does one turret. It's the downside.
That's fine. Hey,
No.
it's a researchable tank.
Doesn't
Yeah,
have
both
the,
are
it
machine
doesn't have the
guns.
same gun. It has an L10. 76.
Yeah, the 76.
Oh,
Doesn't have the L. It has an L10. T35
Yeah.
doesn't have an L10.
well, it
I
has
think.
booby machine guns, so.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It sprays lead out of its tits.
James Bond.
It's driving around.
You pull up to an AA vehicle, you're like, I'm lactated!
Calm your tits.
It's like,
It's
it's
killing
like an
everyone.
Austin Powers scene
It-
with the girl actually. Fucking,
It has a crewman, it has crew members of 17. It has like 17 guys inside.
yes.
I would have 17 men inside it.
Because look how big the engine deck is. There's just like 5 guys and they're running.
What?
So,
It's like on treadmills.
there's-
Go.
There's 17 men in there because it has a big ass. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Uh,
It's now black.
So mental raised a good point like a minute or two ago when we were talking about the B-57 and the bomber that kills out. I wonder myself. I played some Call of Duty, and I know that Slick here has played the least Call of Duty of all of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah,
That's right.
What I'm trying to say is like that these new bomb mechanics. It kind of reminds me of Call of Duty. Like in Call of Duty, if you throw a grenade at someone in multiplayer or even a single player, there's always the dreaded grenade icon. It meant like, get the fuck out, or you're gonna have to go back to the respawn screen in single player, or or the death cam in multiplayer. And it always was a scary thing like to see on your screen. Now, what they're gonna do in arcade, people have apparently been complaining about being bombed, to just other shit, which I can actually imagine. It has happened on multiple occasions where I spawn in I die, and I spawn in like a second tank, and it's just like a Wellington or a Ju-88 flying over and just bombing the shit up like me in the spawn. And the addition that is now, there's actually 2, is they're going to have a minimal delay of 10 seconds from the second they release from the aircraft. So the second you press spacebar, there's a 10-second timer at the very least. And bombs close to the player actually have like a little warning sign. Now, does this make it too hard for people to bomb tanks anymore? Or is it a good addition? I mean,
once
I'm
you
not really
figure
sure.
out,
Yeah, it does.
once
Sorry,
you
go
figure
ahead.
out how you're 10 seconds above them, you're just gonna murder everybody again.
Oh yeah, because they don't see, of course, yeah.
Mm.
So look, you're like beep, and then
Well,
at 10 seconds
plus-
your bomb's gonna explode.
Yeah, plus it doesn't
So you
really
just-
matter in arcade because you reload your bombs anyway. So if you just carpet
Yeah.
bomb, you get your bombs back
Yeah,
anyway.
but
I
you
have-
have
I
like
have
30 seconds though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the way
I-
I see bombers different. Everyone sees them out gathering kills. I see them more purely as dislodging people from a position. If you've
Yeah,
got 5
that-
guys camping on a flag and you can't get them off, you just drop your bombs there. They can see where they need to run, and they're just going to run away, lose the cover. You're
But
just going to push them out.
Oh, you can
I
like
have-
basically I can't remember.
Butterfly
think
bombs.
Yeah, well, yeah, you could basically not even kill people now, but it's like denying them an area. Like you just drop like
Yeah.
10 bombs on a flag. That means an enemy can see, hey, I'm gonna drive in here. You basically turn them into mines that explode after a certain number of time anyway.
Yeah, butterfly bomb.
It's like torpedoes in a certain
Yeah.
weird way.
It's more of a tactical advantage than personal gain.
Yeah,
to the
that's
team.
that's pretty interesting.
I can see a problem with this.
You won't get XP.
We have 10 guys spawn up right at the same time, and what do you spawn into? Some bombs that are on timer, and you better haul ass out of spawn,
That's
or
fucking funny.
you are
though.
gonna get spawn bombed.
Yeah.
Because they're all on timers. Look,
Well,
you set
it's
them
going to be
like,
hard to judge. It's going to be hard to judge though
we'll
where they
just set
spawn.
them.
Eventually,
Set them for
someone
like
will find
40
out.
seconds. Yeah, set them for like 40 seconds. Just drop them shits, and then you're back in your tank driving around, and you're just like, oh, kill. You're like,
If
I don't
your
think it will
reload,
work exactly how you're thinking, but I see where you're going.
if your reload is actually shorter than your timer, lol, you could just definitely deny an area because people won't. I don't think people will know how long the timer is set for. They will just see that it is on timer, so they think, oh, don't go there because it will explode on me.
You could
But
just
if you put it like
set
40
them
seconds,
10-minute delay. So people are just like, when's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go? When's
just
it
make
gonna
the
go?
Berlin Wall. Yeah, it's fucking
Just
Drop
crazy.
them across the map, like,
Yeah.
ha ha ha! You can't cross now, can you?
I
It's
think
like
that-
Rockstar too.
Oh,
you're like
okay.
back in your garage getting kills.
Yeah.
Oh, if you could actually explode the bombs, if you shoot the bombs with HE or something, they explode.
3 games
That'd be
later,
good.
you just got a triple kill.
I think the scariest thing though is right. Like, let's say you're in an AA gun and you don't kill the plane before he drops a bomb. Usually you'd be dead, but now you're not dead, but you still have to scramble. So you're just like, what do you do?
Oh,
Yeah.
flak versus bombers will be so fun in a custom and put it to arcade.
Exactly.
And it'll just be
Yeah.
fucking 10-second delays going on.
What about this? Like, we're always talking about MLG 420 no scoping.
Oh
Now,
my god.
what we're gonna do? You're gonna
Oh,
get
boy.
one shot, and the enemy bomber can drop one bomb, and he has and all he can do is try to shoot the bomb out of the air with like one AA shell. It's,
Oh my God.
That should be the competition on their Facebook right now. Like, I'm gonna claim this on
A
their
montage
on
and
their Facebook.
everything.
Something like
in the
clay
background.
shooting, but then
You're like-
with bombs.
Jump off a cliff, spin the turret around, shoot the bomb out the air.
Exactly.
On Ash
It's
River.
like-
In the
that's
Panzer-
definitely
yeah,
like 420 no
In like the
scoping.
ZSU-57, as you're flying along. Yeah, there you go.
Now you
Fucking
can
LG.
you know how you torpedo people? You torpedo trap people in Navy Field, Sherman? You bomb trap people.
You bomb trap them, just put one behind them, one in front of them, one on them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He's like, where you gonna go?
You want to
That's-
move, do you?
What do you
Yeah.
mean, bombs?
wait, hold on. What is I feel like this is even more painful though, because if you get bombed, you just like right? You hear the whistling, you okay.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
let's say there's a bomb, you get away from it, it tracks you though, and then you see the bomb fall
What,
next
is that
to
like
you,
a
it's
laser-guided missile?
Good
Flies
J
down
down.
the atmosphere.
No, like, okay, you go to bomb somebody, and obviously it takes some time. They see it, they try to move, it tracks them though still. But they're not dead. And while they're repairing their track, it's just like, like a bunch just fall around them. And you're just like, motherfucker.
But by the way,
Oh.
the delay, isn't the delay from the second it hits the ground, or is it from...
No, it's from when it drops.
Buddy
leaves the
Okay.
plane.
disconnected from your channel.
Alright.
Sherman died it.
Okay. Well,
Well, I think we did talk about everything.
yeah. And, well, we did talk about artillery, but I
It
guess...
changed-
User in your
artillery.
channel is recording.
Yeah, you know, the
Yeah.
artillery is
User in
absolutely
your
useless.
channel started recording.
Okay,
That's
so the
so good.
artillery.
What just
Um,
happened?
I'm sorry. I was. Okay, so I had an itch on my finger, so it's itching.
So you
Not
close team
realizing-
speak.
Not
That's
realizing
gonna
the
solve it.
button, like the mouse, was over the cross, like over like the X. So I'm like,
Uh.
I'm like, like just like scratching my finger while while it's on like the left mouse button. I accidentally click, and I'm like, oh fuck. But-
Right at the end.
To be fair, I think we
To be fair.
reached a good end
Climax.
in the conversation. And I wanted to thank you guys for participating in today's podcast. And definitely go check all these people out in the links below. They'll be somewhere. I guess everybody will link everyone, kind of
Yep.
thing.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, so this was and
Especially Slick.
we decided last week to not do a podcast on that Monday because we kind of think, doing a podcast every week, we don't want to repeat ourselves. So unless there's like some big news, I safely want to say we'll do like a podcast twice a month or like bi-weekly. That's probably like the best idea, so we can like actually like come up with stuff to talk about and not just sit here for half an hour talking about nothing, which we actually do
Hello.
already anyway.
Hello Kitty online.
Yeah.
How do you
Got
feel
Rezu
about
to
it?
sing last week. It was
Yeah.
brilliant.
We need to
Next
also-
question. Hello Kitty Online. How do you feel about it, boys?
I like
Hello-
Club Penguin better.
No, Hello Kitty Online is really hard. Don't even go there. We
I like
played that
Pussy.
before. I can't remember who I played it with, but it was really hard. And then Sherman
Alright,
joined
just
us.
to cut this short. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I wanted to thank you guys for listening, obviously. Here's some sponsored messages. No, okay, that's bullshit. Here's
roll the advert.
We are
um,
sponsored by Hulu Plus tonight. I hope
make sure to use promo code Sherman is awesome. I repeat, Sherman is awesome, all in full caps.
420
as a
Blaze.
discount code. No, seriously, thank you guys for watching and listening, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.
please use
User
promo
in your
code.
channel stopped
You know what else?
Ripiata.